Tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
All right, guys, we are going live. We have breaking news. We have a tornado in progress. This is for over 100,000 people in Louisiana. This is live. We have a tornado in progress back over near Lake Charles, Louisiana. This includes Lockmore, Westlake, Hippo, Chloe, and Bellevue. Back over near Chalkley as well. This is a confirmed tornado that has just been confirmed within the last minute, just to the west of Lake Charles. We have a very strong area of rotation that is entering into a very populated area right now. Back over again in Lake Charles. This is southwestern Louisiana. This is a dangerous storm as it is entering into a highly populated area. There are tons of mobile home parks here. There's lots of trailer homes. If you're in any of those, you need to get to sturdy structure. You got to get underground if you are able to get to some sort of shelter, because again, we have a tornado in progress right now. This is going to rip right through the center of Lake Charles over the next few minutes. You can actually see the hook echo on radar pretty clearly over the last couple of scans. This is one of those little QLCS tornadoes. This is embedded in a line of thunderstorms, and so this tornado actively is producing damage in Lockmore. We do have a debris signature that has popped up over the last couple of scans, and this is right now located near Westlake, and it will be crossing into downtown Lake Charles within the next 3 to 4 minutes, and then it'll be moving into the Pine Acres Trailer Park, also approaching Hipple, and then going through Chloe in about 6 to 7 minutes or so. Those areas are all currently in the path of a damaging tornado, so if you are in this tornado warning, once again, you need to get to your storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom, get away from windows, and get on the lowest floor possible. We have Storm Chaser Vince Walty, bottom middle of your screen. He is live inside of this tornado warning. We have a camera bottom left of your screen that is also currently live inside of this tornado warning. The visibility has dropped substantially, and on the latest scan, it looks like our tornado, if it is still on the ground, is going to be crossing over a river. So this is on the south side right now of Westlake. It's basically paralleling Interstate 10 right now. It's going to be moving into Lake Charles in just a moment. This tornado may still be down. It just could be over water. So it may be some sort of like water spout right now. And then eventually it will cross. And yeah, this is concerning, guys. I mean, the latest scan, this is almost undoubtedly a water spout right now, which is over a river. And then it's going to be a tornado again once it moves into Lake Charles. This is extremely concerning though, guys. I mean, again, if you have any friends or family in Lake Charles, please make sure that they are aware of this. This is a very dangerous situation right now for the Lake Charles area. Again, I can't stress this enough, because this is, again, over 100,000 people are inside of this tornado warning. This does include Gooseport and as well as Prion. The tornado itself is going to go right through the downtown area of Lake Charles in the next couple of minutes, and then it'll be going through the Pine Acres Trailer Park, just around and north of Interstate 210. Those are the areas that are in the path of this right now. This is Vince Walty. He is live inside of this tornado warning. Let's jump over to him and see if we can see anything here.
I don't think they have storm sirens in this town.
Not seeing, yeah, so Vince is pointing out there are no tornado sirens. Obviously, with the population here, we have over 100,000 people inside of this tornado warning. Definitely a concern. Hopefully, everybody that's in this area has ways to receive warnings. But unfortunately, again, we have over 100,000 people included in a confirmed tornado warning. Again, this right here is your tornado that is currently in progress. Looks like we just lost Vince there for a second. This is another live shot. This one is going to be right on I-10. We are currently pulling up a couple of other cameras as well that'll be right near where this tornado is. We have a brand new radar scan coming in just a moment, but I would anticipate that there will be the potential for some big damage in the next few minutes back over in Lake Charles. This tornado, once again, look at the bottom right of your screen. Very tight couplet. This is a very strong area of converging winds, which indicates that we do have a tornado in progress. This is another live shot. This one is going to be back over also in Lake Charles on Ryan Street. Let me get the name flipped over here so we can get this back to the center of the screen. This one's going to be on Ryan Street at I-10. You can see the horizon. There's plenty of lightning right now. We've not seen any power flashes yet, but again, that tornado is now crossing over a river, so there's not really any debris being picked up in the atmosphere, but this is an active tornado. If we go back over to the other live traffic camera, back over on US 90, you can see, again, very low visibility, and then the winds are picking up substantially right now on I-10 at LA 378. The tornado is probably right in front of us here on this live camera. This is located, again, right on the bridge on I-10, which is where this tornado tornado would be located. Again, visibility is dropping very quickly, and I would anticipate that the tornado is going to be on the left side of the screen. This camera may have just gone out. Nope, it has not. It is still in place. So we still have this camera on right now. Once again, this is going to be right on the bridge just between Westlake and Lake Charles, where there is, again, a confirmed tornado. This is possibly, again, a stronger sided tornado, somewhere probably around the EF1, EF2 type range with what we're seeing on velocities. We do not have any sort of CC drop right now because, again, it's going over water, but you need to treat this as if it is a dangerous tornado because it is. It is moving over water, and then once it's back on land, it's going to be going through a very populated area, including the Pine Acres Trailer Park, Greenwich Village, and then going towards Hipple, Chloe, Harbor, and Bellevue. All of those areas are currently in the path, again, of a dangerous tornado here.
If it's not producing a tornado right now,
this is back over to Vince.
Another one again very soon. So be paying attention.
We got a new radar scan coming in right now. Again, Vince is in Lake Charles. He is located on I-10 near Chatook Street. If you are in Lake Charles, you would know where that is. Chatook Street. That is just north of Pine Acres Trailer Park. Again, tons of lightning right now. And again, if you are in a trailer home, you need to get either into a sturdy structure, get into a ditch. This is a dangerous tornado currently moving into Pine Acres Trailer Park. They just updated this tornado warning. It is still confirmed. We're going to go back to radar in just a moment.
Still impressive enough.
I'm going to go put, he's going to stay bottom middle of your screen. We got that bridge camera bottom left. This is the latest radar scan. That tornado, once again, is over water. That is why we do not have a debris signature right now. However, it is about to move into the downtown area of Lake Charles. There are tons of places in Lake Charles, Louisiana, that are currently in the path of this tornado, including the first thing that's going to be hit by this would be the Lake Charles Event Center. Also coming up on McFarland's Celtic Pub. There's also a Pojo Street Cafe that is also going to be in the direct path of this in the next couple of minutes. You got the Popeyes restaurant that is right along I-10 that is also in the direct path of this tornado, which again will be moving right into downtown Lake Charles in just a moment. Bottom left camera's been pretty windy the last few minutes. This is back to Vince, who's looking in the direction of where the tornado would be located. So he's looking west directly at where the tornado is, assuming that it is on the ground, which we do think it is. It's just over, it's been over water for a couple minutes now.
Up and down, it could be. There's a lot that could be going on right now, but even if it's not.
And once again, if you're just tuning in, confirmed tornado warning here near Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Oh my God.
Big power flash. All right, we got a tornado on the ground. Big power flash. Yeah, there is a tornado 100% on the ground. We had a big power flash on the left there.
That was a massive power flash.
This is going right over the Lake Charles Event Center right now. All right, so we got a.
This is an urgent alert.
Yeah, that.
A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
This tornado is going right through downtown Lake Charles as we speak. That was a big power flash. Look at the hook, by the way, bottom right of your screen. This thing is nasty. It's going right along I-10. That was a huge power flash, though, just moments ago.
That one, that was close, so I'm getting on eastbound 10.
Look at this, by the way. This is also on Enterprise Boulevard. You can see the wind really picking up from left to right. This is also on I-10. This is also in Lake Charles. They've just added a brand new confirmed tornado warning here for Lake Charles. It also includes Iowa, Louisiana. This is for Calcasieu and as well as Jefferson Davis parishes here in Louisiana. We do have a confirmed tornado in progress. We just had a big power flash once again in Lake Charles just a moment ago. A very strong area of rotation is currently located right over I-10. That is going to be right over a very populated area, again, near the Popeyes, right along I-10 as well. This is going to be tracking directly towards the Price Miller Recreation Center, and then eventually coming up towards Jackson Street, which there is the Encano Lodge Lake Charles University area. We also got a Holiday Inn Express in Lake Charles that is also in the direct path of this. This is back over to Vince. His camera's looking in the direction of the tornado. We had a big power flash just a moment ago. Again, if you're just tuning in about 2 minutes ago, we had a big power flash. Tornado will be right there in the middle of your screen. You can. It looks like there's a big lowering right there. Kind of about 2/3 maybe to the, or maybe a third to the right from the left side. I don't know where that bright light is. And maybe the lowering. Okay, I'll have a new radar scan in just a moment. Once again, Lake Charles, you need to be in your safe place. If you're back over in Iowa, you should also be in your safe place right now. Vince is going to be fixing his camera. This is back over on... This is also back over on the river. This camera has gone out, and it may have been because of the tornado. This is another live shot on I-10 at LA 378. You can still see the winds are very strong here going over the bridge. This is also on I-10. There's actually a lot of people driving right now on I-10. We actually just had power flashes, it sounds like a moment ago, on the Enterprise camera. There are active power flashes still. All right, we're going back to Vince, because a lot of the cameras right now in Lake Charles are going down.
Lightning, but power flashes, you'll know the difference when you see one.
There have been multiple power flashes on a couple of the traffic cameras, but those traffic cameras have now gone down. A lot of them have gone down here in the Lake Charles area. We have Storm Chaser Vince Walty, also Storm Chaser Connor Croft, who's coming out of the northeast right now. I do want to point out, if you look at radar, let's go back to radar here. A big thing I want to point out here is that our tornado, assuming it's still on the ground, would be right on I-10, very close to where Vince is, by the way. We have a big storm coming out of the south right now, so we got a little storm merger interaction that is currently happening. This could limit the tornado potential for upwards of the next 15 to 20 minutes, and then beyond that, as it moves towards Iowa, once it all merges into one big storm again, the tornado threat will likely increase again. So that is just something I want to point out here, is that we will likely see at least a brief weakening of this tornado. It'll probably go back to just a broad area of rotation sometime in the next 10 minutes or so, and then it'll probably try to ramp back up and try to drop another tornado. Could even be bigger than the one we just had for parts of areas like Iowa, Welsh, Jennings, going towards Iota, Elton, and even going towards Kidner. Those are areas that'll be in the path of this. This is back over to Enterprise Boulevard. We had power flashes spotted on this camera a moment ago. The camera was down for a couple minutes. It has come back, and again, winds are still very intense here in the Enterprise Boulevard area. Again, this is kind of on the east side here of Lake Charles. Latest radar scan, bottom right of your screen, still showing the strongest area of rotation located over Gooseport. That is just northwest of Hipple and just west of Chloe. All right. So those areas currently, that is where, if we have a tornado, that is where it'd be located. It's actually awfully close to where Vince is. So we'll see if we have anything. I'm not as convinced that we have a tornado right now because of a lack of a debris signature. However, there is likely still a lowering, and we could still see a tornado drop again here in the next couple minutes before that storm merger happens. But there's that area of rotation. It is again located over I-10. It's now on the northeast side of Lake Charles, just north of the Pine Acres Trailer Park.
That might spare everybody here for a couple of minutes, but it's possible this could reform another area of rotation. A lot of times all that spin and that energy doesn't just dissipate, it just kind of gets transferred.
Wow, look at this camera.
Not guaranteeing that
this camera, this is right on the river. The winds have actually changed directions. If you guys have been watching the stream for probably about 5 minutes now, you would have probably noticed the winds were initially going left to right here. Now they're going right to left. That is an idea of the rotation. The winds have completely changed directions. Again, if you look at the broad map, bottom right of your screen, all those greens are winds going towards the radar. Those are mostly coming out of the north. The reds are coming out of the south, and that is what we're seeing here on this live shot. This is on an I-10 bridge looking westbound, and so the winds now are coming out of the north. So change of direction there. We also have a new camera that we're now putting on. This is actually on Broad Street. So this is a little bit east now of Lake Charles, pretty close to where we would have a tornado. And notice again how the winds are very intense here. We're talking probably around 60, 65 mile per hour winds, with the velocities really ripping primarily on the I-10 stretch. If you are a truck driver back over here in southwestern Louisiana right now, I would definitely make sure that you are, turn around or at least get off the road, because this is a storm that's likely going to continue to produce a tornado. Also, a little thing that we may have just missed a moment ago. It looks like we just had a brief tornado or water spout. This is south of Grand Lake, Louisiana. So this is south of Lake Charles. We just had a brief little spin up. I do not think this is on the ground. I think this may have just been a brief water spout, as it was over water. However, we do have some areas of rotation just to the south of our Lake Charles radar site. And so there is an ongoing threat, obviously, for spin up tornadoes embedded in this entire line of thunderstorms. I also want to point out, with tonight's threat of severe weather, there is an off chance that we could see a significant tornado tonight. And one of the biggest reasons why is because of our environment here. We actually have had some prefrontal supercells out in front of this line that have formed. Most of those have weakened, but if we get any sort of more favorable storm interactions here, I definitely wouldn't rule out a strong tornado. We have plenty of vorticity tonight, plenty of wind shear as well to go along with that. I do want to show you guys NATOcast's outlook for tornadoes tonight, and this kind of gives you an idea of what they were thinking earlier today with their outlook. And the Storm Prediction Center has a 5% tornado risk. Interestingly enough, the NATOcast outlook has a 10% tornado risk from about New Orleans all the way back over just to the east of Lake Charles. So definitely very interesting stuff here. We'll see if this actually pans out, but at the bare minimum, there will be a threat here, at least for a couple of tornadoes overnight tonight. On top of that, we do have a tornado watch that was issued for a large chunk of southern Louisiana, which does include areas like Lake Charles. So again, if you are anywhere here in southern Louisiana, definitely make sure that you're staying weather aware. Have tons of warnings or tons of ways to receive warnings tonight, especially with how active tonight is going to be. All right, we've had a storm merger coming out of the south over the last few minutes. This storm is still rotating, though. I mean, we definitely still have rotation located directly over Interstate 10. This is downgraded, though. The tornado warning has been downgraded back to a radar-indicated tornado warning, so no longer confirmed. This is going to continue to beeline it right along I-10, going towards Sugarcane, Towns, Iowa, and Woodlawn over the next few minutes. It will eventually approach Welsh, and then eventually going towards Roanoke, Jennings, and Fenton. And we now have Storm Chaser Connor Croft and Vince Walty both in this tornado warning here, just to the east of Lake Charles. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning for all of Lake Charles, which is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. We've definitely seen that over the last few minutes. This line of thunderstorms will continue to move in the direction of Welsh, Jennings, Lake Arthur, Crowley, and Rain over the next hour. This is all moving east at about 30 to 35 miles per hour, a decent clip right now, and we will continue to see this line of storms move pretty quickly to the east over the next several minutes. So again, make sure that you are monitoring the weather very closely here in southern Louisiana. This back over to Vince. Again, he is right along I-10, just to the east of the rotation. Stream is lagging. How is the stream lagging? I do not get it. My stream does not show any lag on my end. I don't know if it's a YouTube thing. Is it actually lag? Live stream lagging for anybody else in VC?
Alright, we're back front facing again.
Stream went down for a quick second. I never saw anything.
Well, that was something.
Alright, we should be good now. I just refreshed the stream, so. Hey, again, if you have any sort of lag issues, just refresh the stream. That is so strange. That has happened a few times now in these streams in the past. I don't know why, because, again, I have had no drop frames or anything. Usually it's like some sort of internet issue.
This line is kind of engulfing these little storms out ahead of it.
All right, let's go back to live radar. The latest radar scan, we are back down to, again, a radar-indicated tornado warning. The area of rotation has now merged into a bit of a line here. Again, we had a big storm come out of the south. It's all kind of merged into one big area of storm activity now. I would really be keeping an eye on this southern edge of this line right here. This is kind of an area that I think may evolve into some sort of tornadic threat, heading in the direction of Welsh, Jennings, and Lake Arthur. So this is a continuing risk, again, of tornadoes. I do think we're going to continue to see an isolated tornado or two for the next hour or two, and we may even see a potential for a strong tornado. Also, further off to the north, back over near Kinder and Elton, we have a little mezzo right now. It's a little storm that has been forming over the last few minutes, heading basically right up Route 165. It's been broadly rotating in the mid-levels. I do think that there's at least a potential for an isolated tornado as that moves to the north. We also have some broad rotation west of Oakdale, Louisiana. This will be tracking up towards Glenmore over the next few minutes, going up towards Alexandria as well. So stay weather aware if you're further up to the north. Once again, tornado watch is in effect for the next several hours. Let me pull up the tornado watch here for tonight, and let's go ahead and do that first. All right, here's the tornado watch for tonight, in case you have not already seen the tornado watch. This does include a large chunk of central and southern Louisiana. A little over 2 million people are in this tornado watch. We obviously just had Lake Charles inside of a tornado warning, and that is now at least past. The threat for Lake Charles is lower now, but we do have a tornado risk for tonight all the way at least through 6 a.m. into tomorrow morning. This does include Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Donaldson, Franklin, Lafayette, and also just east of Port Arthur. This is where we are anticipating the potential for a couple of tornadoes, isolated quarter-sized hail, and the threat of damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour tonight. So again, make sure that you have multiple ways to receive warnings. This tornado warning does continue for 21 more minutes. Once again, I'm starting to see some convergence here just to the south of Chalkley. We could see a new tornado warning here in a moment for those back over near Bell City, Hayes, Niblet, and also going towards Thornwell. It's not overly impressive right now, but this is at least enough rotation, I do think, to at least warrant some concern here just to the south of I-10. So this is a brand new area of rotation. You can see a little hook coming out of the storm as well. A decent little inflow as well, and that is currently tracking up towards Welsh. So again, make sure that you're staying weather aware here just south of I-10. They are Urban for the $2 super chat. We have a half-inch hail report in Kinder. Appreciate the report. At least the hail isn't going to be too significant tonight. I think it'll be mostly a wind threat with obviously embedded tornadoes. Not very far off from what we saw yesterday. We got a new radar scan coming in right now. Also, thank you, Zuzu, for the $5 super chat. Stay safe for those traveling out of Baton Rouge from tonight's football game. Yeah, that's for sure. If you're traveling west, definitely make sure that you are aware of the evolving severe weather threat tonight. Unfortunately, this threat is nocturnal. This will be going probably for the next several hours. This isn't going to be a short-lived threat by any means. So, this hook echo, by the way, is looking more impressive just south of I-10. We'll wait and see what the new radar scan shows for velocities. Just waiting for that to update. There's even a little hook back down here, just to the east of this little lake. That's Calasiu Lake, I believe is how you pronounce it. Got a little hook echo there as well. Thank you, Ben, for the 1 gifted membership. Also, Shelly for the 16-month membership. Thank you, Tim, for the super chat. Also, Data with the super chat says, I got a tornado watch in Baton Rouge. That tornado watch is more for the threat that's going to be happening in a couple hours. It's going to be at least a couple hours out for you guys. Latest radar scan showing a little bit of stronger rotation right now, southwest of Homewood. So we could see a tornado warning here in a few moments, just to the east of Prairie Land. Let me go over to the Tilt 2 velocities. And that has not updated yet. But once the Tilt 2 velocities update, we'll check this out. This definitely looks a little bit more concerning, in my opinion, right now. Just southeast of Lake Charles, there's, again, definitely a hook and a pretty decent inflow right now. That will be a storm to really keep an eye on. The one that's back up here near Iowa does not look nearly as concerning. Also, Connor Croft is currently driving south. He's actually going towards that area of rotation. So he's currently beelining it south, and then Vince Welty is currently still inside that active tornado warning right along I-10. Do you think the watch will be extended to New Orleans and the North Shore? I would say it's possible, but it's going to depend on the evolution of the line, and if that were to happen, it's not going to be extended for at least a few hours until that line of storms actually gets to New Orleans. So it'll be a little bit of time until that actually happens. Hey, WH for the super chat. Cal Kashu. All right, thank you. We got a new radar scan coming in right now. We're going to go to Connor in a second as well to get his thoughts. Latest scan still showing a broad area of rotation just south of Homewood. That's coming up towards Bell City, Louisiana, going towards Hayes. Again, we've taken a lot of our attention away from the tornado warning as most of the rotation has subsided. But we do have 2 areas of rotation, one of which is east of Cashew Lake. I think we got the pronunciation. And then also just to the south of 14 near Homewood. This is over to Storm Chaser Connor Croft, who is currently coming up on that area of rotation. So he's currently just east of this.
Out of the bulk of the pre-sip, Jordan.
He's on 101 for reference.
Oh, I'm just popping out. I'm on the
west of Lake Arthur.
Can't really see much yet, guys. I'm pointing y'all right where the circulation would be, but it's still pretty far out there. Not a lot of lightning out ahead of this line, but should start to get a pretty good visual in about 5 or 10 minutes.
That could have maybe not been so good for us.
Hang with me, guys.
Very dark out here. There's not a whole lot of lightning going down this road. The southern edge of this line, you can actually see bottom right of your screen, a lot of lightning concentration around and north of I-10. Where Connor's going, there's actually not much lightning.
Without those dang prefrontals, we would have been right.
Which means that, in all essence, if we were to get a tornado here, it might not even be visible, which makes it very dangerous at night. Huge shout out to Sparks with a $10 super chat. And tonight or tomorrow, is there a chance of tornadoes in Panama City? There is a chance. I would not say it's a very high risk, but there is a low chance of tornadoes tomorrow. Thank you, Urban, also for the $10 super chat. Boeing your Kinder. Take a look at reflectivity. I'll look at it in just a second. Radar's updating. Shout out also to Take 5 Golf with the $20 super chat. Thanks for the warning. DFW, that wasn't warned. It was a tornado. I have video of it from downtown on my 14th floor. Definitely send it to me.
New area rotation.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that at some point in today's stream, or tonight's stream.
In less than 5 minutes, we're gonna have a tornado warning for Hayes.
We're back to Connor in a second. He is currently going southbound towards that area of convergence. Latest scan is still showing some, at least a little bit stronger of rotation now south of Homewood. Again, I would not be surprised if we saw it get any stronger. I bet they would pull the trigger on a tornado warning here. Again, a decent little area of rotation. It's heading in the direction of Lake Arthur, Louisiana. This will eventually go towards Kaplan, Crowley. Abeville is a long-term path, and Intracoastal are also another area in the path of this. Man, this radar site is updating so fast. The National Weather Service has put this on sales mode. This is literally updating, I think, almost every minute right now, every 1 to 2 minutes. This is vastly different from what we had in North Texas last night. So this is going to help to be able to identify any sort of tornadoes that we could have with this line. So we got a new radar scan coming in right now. And so we'll check it out and see what we have on our hands. The latest scan showing still a very defined hook echo, now crossing over 27, just south of Homewood. No debris signature still. We'll see what the velocities look like. Yeah, this radar's updating every minute and a half. So this is very helpful. They also lock in for the $5 super chat. I mean, I'll be honest, this is very borderline for a tornado. This is a QLCS spin-up, and they don't always tornado warn these, but I do think that this is enough for a tornado warning. By the way, the warning that we did have for Iowa and also for the areas east of Lake Charles, that has now been canceled, so we no longer have a tornado warning there. I still wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the trigger on this, because there is a clear hook and a decent velocity signature. No confirmed tornado right now, but I do think we are going to see a tornado warning maybe in the next minute or two for this, if it continues. That's been rotating here for the last 10-15 minutes. We have a little bit of rotation also over Calcasieu Lake, just west of 27. So that is something else I'll have to watch out for. That's going to be moving really into pretty rural areas, but going in the direction of Gibbstown, Louisiana. So if you're back over in Gibbstown, little heads up there for this storm. Let me go back over to Connor. He is coming up again on this area of rotation. He is now pulling off the road near Burritts and Hayes. There's not a whole lot of lightning, but he's gonna be looking in the direction of where this tornado would be. You can also watch Connor on YouTube. His link is in the description.
Gotta get the drone up here, chat.
Definitely make sure to check him out. What is reflectivity? It's like live radar. It's the precipitation that's basically being measured on radar. It's this what I'm showing right now is what that is. This is reflectivity. I have a new radar scan coming in. No debris signature still, but velocities have still remained strong enough for there to be a tornado.
Now we're just gonna have to look at it from the phone here.
Connor is flying his drone right now. You can actually see his drone right there. That green thing that just went up, that is not an alien spaceship. That is a drone. So they are flying a drone right now. See if we can see anything. Look closely. We're not getting a whole lot of lightning, but if we get any lightning strikes, might be able to confirm something. Man, there's hardly any lightning.
Where's our lightning?
Lightning's gone when we need
They're
it.
saying too.
Ask them if you see anything.
Whoa.
Get a little bit further.
Look at this. This isn't live. This happened though when we had the tornado in Lake Charles. This is a video from one of the traffic cameras. That right there might have been the tornado. I can't tell for sure, but very minimum. That might just be the rain moving in. But there was power flashes on this camera. You'll see it pretty clearly. But I don't think that I'm thinking that might have just been the rain moving in, but at the bare minimum, the tornado may have just been wrapped in the rain somewhere. But we did have power flashes. You can see right there, that's a big power flash. This was on Enterprise Boulevard, by the way, looking westbound. Actually, very interesting. I don't think that right there is the tornado, though. I think that just might be the rain moving it. Just a weird pixelated thing. But nonetheless, though, we did have a tornado in progress with that storm. So, yeah, it's been pretty interesting. By the way, if you guys have any photos or videos, you can at me on Twitter, at MaxVelocityWX. Latest radar scan just came in. We still have a broad area of rotation now approaching Bell City. Still got a little hook echo here just east of 27. That is south of Iowa. Across this entire line right now, the biggest concern is damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. Both of these severe thunderstorm warnings do have tornado possible labels on them. The storm that is currently northeast of Cameron, that is one that is currently rotating at least to some extent. It'll be approaching Gibbstown here within the next couple of minutes. So if you're over in Gibbstown, be ready to go to your safe place. This will eventually go towards Intracoastal City, also going towards Abeville as well. I think there was a different pronunciation for that, but Abeville or Abeville, something like that. And eventually towards Kaplan. If you're over in Lake Arthur, Jennings, Welsh, or Crowley, if you're in any of those areas, have your tornado action plan ready to go. Once again, we are seeing spin-up tornadoes in this line of thunderstorms. That basically means it's pretty similar to what we saw last night. We essentially saw multiple spin-up tornadoes in a line of thunderstorms. We're basically seeing the same thing here tonight in southern Louisiana. Unfortunately, this is happening past midnight. So, once again, if you are anywhere here, right along the I-10 corridor, just west of Lafayette, continue to stay weather aware. It's back over to Connor near that area of rotation south of Iowa.
We need it most.
Got a new radar scan now coming in.
We need it most. We've lost our lightning.
Still got a little area of convergence here. It's not very strong rotation, but there is rotation still.
Thank you for the super chat.
Just east of Homewood and west of Hayes. Abbeville, thank you.
Yeah, circulation west of Hayes is definitely
By the
going to
way,
be
we do not need
one.
moderators deleting all the pronunciations. I asked for it, thank you.
You, Corey, are you sitting at a gas station here in Welsh? I'm going to go to the Exxon on the south side of the interstate.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm just kind of driving back and forth over the overpass.
Copy.
Little announcement again, if you are a mod, we do not
exit is
need
for Welsh?
pronunciation deletions. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll have it for you.
I think everybody just
going to
did.
be...
In general, by the way, we do not have to
exit
delete them.
54.
It's not a big deal.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're trying to watch that kink, guys.
It's all good though.
Got it on the drum, but the lightning has gone away.
Corey, what gas station's
20
nice?
You guys are
minutes,
good.
7 miles is rough.
There's a decent lightning clip.
I'll have to leave sooner than later.
Yeah, I don't need to go inside. I just need gas.
Thank you, Husker, for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities.
Shell looks completely closed.
How's Lafayette looking? Lafayette's going to be right in line for this line of thunderstorms. It's coming right towards you guys here within the next hour.
You want me to go that way? What way?
Yeah. We're gonna
All the way south? Okay. I'm not gonna start going south then.
Latest radar scan still showing some rotation. Literally only a couple miles to the southwest of Connor. Again, we are on Connor because he's looking in the direction of where there might be some sort of lowering. Could even have a funnel cloud, you never know. But the velocities are not super strong. But this is an area that we've been watching for well over 10 minutes now that's been rotating. No tornado warning again on this.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
What is that timing? I do not get this. I did not time that. That just happened out of nowhere. We do now have a tornado warning here in Louisiana. This is going to be west of Lake Arthur. If you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter immediately. Get away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible. And get to an interior room of your home or building. This is for Calcasieu County, Calcasieu Parish, Jefferson Davis Parish, and Cameron Parish in Louisiana. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, get to your storm shelter, basement closet, or bathroom. Lake Arthur is not included in this. Connor Croft, bottom right of your screen, is inside of this tornado warning. Latest scan still showing at least some convergence. Again, there is enough rotation here to prompt a tornado warning. It's going to be going into Bell City in the next couple of minutes, and then approaching Hayes. Hayes, Louisiana. You're now on the path of this as well. And then Niblet, Thornwell will also be in the path of this. It's going to be coming up on Pools, Boil and Go, and Cajun Grocery, which is in downtown Bell City. We also have Dollar General, and also the Hayes Fire Station. You guys are included in this tornado warning. So the Dollar General is in the path of this. Bell City also has the United States Postal Service, and the Bell City High School is also in this as well. This is back over to Connor inside of the tornado warning.
You're right in this thing, chat.
I get further south on 99 before launching if you can.
We just launched. We're right in front of it and couldn't see anything. The lightning ahead of the storm has really kind of died down a bit.
I think we should get down.
Connor is again on 101, so he's just south of I-10 here.
Let's roll.
He's actually going towards the area of rotation as of right now.
Like 10,000.
But it's down. It's probably weak, but
Hey, Tone, for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities.
head on and see if there's anything in there.
Alright, latest radar scan still showing rotation. Might have something just southwest of Bell City. It does not look like much. We go back to live radar. You know, that might be something. Not seeing any sort of debris signature, but that is at least a small little... There could be some sort of weak tornado there. It's not very clear and evident, but I wouldn't rely on a little weak tornado there just south of 14. It's by no means a strong tornado if we have anything, but there is something there. So there could be a tornado. Again, that'll be moving towards Hayes over the next few minutes. It's actually going to be crossing over the Bell City Drainage Canal. So it's going to be crossing over that, and then eventually going towards Illinois' Plant and Hayes. Connor has now entered into the town of Hayes, which, again, this is located just south of Arrête.
Give me a second here.
Also, Vince Walty is now on the eastern side of this tornado warning. He's also entering it.
Oh yeah, I hit it square on.
If you're just tuning in, tornado warning again southeast of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Jefferson, Davis, and Cameron and Calico parishes are included in this.
14 looks like a pretty solid road, so we should be able to wait till the last second.
Thank you, Ben, for the super chat. And also, shout out to Ryan with the $50 super chat. Missed you last night with those naders in Texas. Appreciate the super chat. Yeah, this is the first time in a long time, by the way, that we've had back-to-back days of streaming. It's actually kind of shocking, I'm not going to lie.
It's
the first time in a long time we've had back-to-back days of live streaming.
Then we can put the bird back in the air and see if we see.
Thank you, Gavin, for the super chat as well. Been watching you since the late 2024 December outbreak, and been watching you for your 12-hour plus live streams this year. I appreciate that. Thank you also, Aspect, for the super chat. 130 miles east. Aspectful, you're probably looking at about 3-ish hours. So, I mean, we're talking like 3:30. Latest scan's now coming in. And the latest scan does not look very imminent for a tornado. The rotation, at least the inflow, has been kind of cut off. It might be cycling, though. If we go back over to radar here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Again, if you look at this, the last few scans, we've had a little bit of a messy hook. There is still an inflow, but the inflow winds are very weak at this time. So there may be at least some sort of weakening with this tornado threat, at least with this storm, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. And this is really the main threat. The storm that was back down near Cameron has fallen apart.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground.
Okay.
Seek shelter immediately.
They actually confirmed this. This is a radar-confirmed tornado. Let's check it out. So they've actually just confirmed this as a radar-confirmed tornado. It could have been this. That is not... Yeah, that actually might have been a tornado. That's interesting. So they're saying at least some sort of confirmed tornado here. The rotation would have been located again just southwest of Bell City over the last couple minutes. I'm not 100% confident that is a tornado. However, they have upgraded to confirmed. So if you are near Hayes, Niblet, Thornwell, treat this as if there is a tornado on the ground. Seek shelter immediately, get away from windows, and get on the lowest floor possible. Once again, that tornado would be coming up right into Bell City right now, and then tracking right into Hayes, which these are more popular. This is basically the most populated segments here of this tornado warning. Bell City High School is about to get hit by this tornado, assuming it's on the ground. Again, Connor is right near this tornado. Connor is literally only about 2 miles to the east of where the tornado's located. He is currently in downtown Hayes. Hey, Tech for the super chat. I'm a native in Lafayette, living in Southern California these days. Okay, Southern California doesn't have to deal with tornadoes like Louisiana does.
Back in the woods. I can't see because of that drone. Let's see out to my right here. Pull off.
Okay, Connor is in downtown Hayes right now. We do not have a view of really anything right now, but there is a confirmed tornado, again, according to radar, right over Roskinall. This is, again, southeast of Lake Charles, Louisiana. This is a line of thunderstorms producing tornadoes embedded in a line of thunderstorms. And the latest scan is showing absolutely nothing when it comes to rotation. But here's Connor. He's just gone off the road. We'll see if we can see anything here. He might launch his drone again. And Connor does have a drone now. Definitely low clouds right there, but not seeing anything. Again, he's in downtown Hayes. He's only about 2 miles from the, about actually 3 miles to the east of the circulation.
Anything. If it was down, it probably lifted. But I got the drone up now, so we'll see. Yeah, we got a view of it here, guys.
I'm tempted just to stay on the north side of this thing for now. Yeah.
It's got some structure on it. Wow, it's got some good structure on it, chat.
Misclicked? I don't think they misclicked. I don't think the National Weather Service misclicked. Because there was a CC drop. I just don't think it was a tornado. I could be wrong. I'm not very confident in that being a tornado, what we saw on radar.
Arthur, that east road
Wasn't really lined up with
where we
velocities.
can go back to the north, and there's that east road that keeps you just.
No matter what, though, you should be playing on the safe side of things. These storms are pretty intense tonight. Hey, George, you're becoming a member. Welcome to Velocities.
The east road that's south, that runs, that's like literally.
We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning right along I-10, bottom right of your screen. That's for Iowa, Welsh, and Jennings. It'll pop back up here in a moment.
Yeah, that one's behind.
And Connor's looking directly west, where a possible tornado is located. In our confirmed tornado warning. Actually, they have
We got a good view from the ground.
They just
here.
launched the drone again. There's actually a lot more lightning now, so we might have a view of something if there actually is anything back there. Latest velocity scan not showing, again, really any rotation anymore. It's mostly wind.
382 here.
See nothing. Just a weekend.
What? Officer got a call.
Coupled is weakened a bit, chat, but then the lightning, you guys can see. Nice shelf cloud here.
I think he's gonna follow me.
And we're keeping an eye out. Can't
Hey, Faith also
make
becoming a
anything-
member.
Can't make anything out that appears to be on the ground, but
Storm is passing just south of I-10. The tornadic area is south of I-10, but we could still see a spin-up tornado or two along or even just north of I-10. I do want to quickly bring our attention further north just for a moment. There are some areas of broad rotation that have been attempting to develop. This is actually far north of I-10. This is all the way back up here, south of Alexandria. We do have some broad rotation at the 10 and 112 intersection area, heading up towards Glenmora, northwest of Oakdale. So this is something that we got to keep an eye on as well. We got a huge line of storms up here too. This isn't severe right now, but we could still see an isolated tornado, even back up here to the north. Keep in mind, again, we do have a tornado watch in effect as far north as Alexandria right now. We have a couple areas also of broad rotation just southwest of Pine Prairie. So those are currently moving to the northeast. These are kind of rogue supercells that have tried to develop out in front of the line. The odds of these actually producing tornadoes are not very high because of all the convection out in front of the line, but it is something that we will be watching in case something actually does try to organize. Another area that I'll be keeping an eye on here over the next few minutes is up here near Welsh. We got another little area of rotation that's attempting to develop. It's pretty weak right now, but if we can start to see the inflow clear out, I wouldn't rule out a possible tornado risk moving up towards Welsh, Jennings, and also towards Esterwood. Esterwood and Crowley. So those areas stay alert. The confirmed tornado that we had does not appear to be on the ground anymore. This is Connor's view currently in this confirmed tornado warning. He is in haze. We'll listen in and see if he has anything to relay here, but you can actually see the shelf cloud, it looks like, right there in the middle of your screen. If we get another lightning strike, we'll have it.
It is a pretty good shelf.
Oh yeah. Surprisingly, yes. I wouldn't think it would be that photogenic, but if we're daytime, it would look pretty sick.
How many times have we said that?
A lot, a lot. Well, just in the last freaking few days.
But this were in the daytime.
Realistically, it actually looks like it's gonna try to get a new look up here. Oh, it's closer to 10.
Got a new radar scan coming in bottom right of your screen. Pretty decent look at a shelf cloud here, for sure.
There's something up north there that looks interesting. I mean, not really. This whole line is losing like inflow.
I mean, you have the kink right there.
And not seeing anything in terms of a tornado, but we do have a large shelf cloud, which does indicate at least a wind threat.
The Lake Arthur chat and shoot north. And
that is moving towards Lake Arthur now.
We'll wait for it again. And we're right in the middle of this tornado.
We do have an update as well. Over 2,500 people are without power in Calicut County, which is Lake Charles, and another 1,500 without power in Bogard County. Or those are parishes north of Lake Charles.
This thing's got a wicked shelf.
As of right now, no damage reports, but that could obviously change. There's also Vince Walty, who is also on the eastern side of this tornado warning. Another radar scan coming in bottom right of your screen. They have just downgraded the warning. It is back down to radar indicated, which I agree with. This is back to live radar here. So again, the tornado warning was just downgraded. It is back down to radar indicated. Again, the rotation's been pretty weak over the last few minutes. The tornado warning's actually been kind of downgraded in a weird way because the area of rotation that we did have is actually west of the tornado warning. So they've actually kind of shrunk it down too far to the east. But no matter what, I don't see enough even to really say if you're in haze, like, I mean, I don't think we have a tornado here, and I don't think one's going to drop in the next couple minutes, but still stay in your safe place, especially because of the wind threat and haze. Tornado warning will continue, though, for at least the next few minutes. This warning goes until 12:45 a.m., just west of Lake Arthur for Thornwell in Niblett. We are keeping an eye on at least a little area of convergence. It's very weak rotation heading towards Welsh Jennings, and eventually going really right along I-10, eventually going towards Crowley. And anything right along the Gulf Coast is all wind right now. I'm not seeing anything tornadic here near the Gulf Coast. And then further off to the north, we just got a large special weather statement, which means strong storms from Alexandria back through 165 near Oakdale. We have broad rotation right along a line of storms that is attempting to organize, moving towards Glenmora, and then eventually going towards Bunkie, I-49, Marksville, Mensora, and as well as Cottonport. You guys are going to be in the path of that. It's a pretty good view. Still have the shelf cloud here from Connor.
New tornado.
Every time we get lightning, look at that shelf cloud. Look how round that is. It's actually kind of cool. Got a couple layers to it.
They shaved it.
They Durango for the 10-month membership.
Not really sure what they're doing with that, to be honest.
Looks like National Weather Service Fort Worth is taking over for Lake Charles.
By the way, a little update in case you're wondering about Hurricane Melissa. It is a Category 3 hurricane. The latest advisory, 120 mile per hour maximum sustained winds. I would expect it'll be a Category 4 hurricane by tomorrow morning. Or this morning, if you want to say this morning. Within the next probably few hours. It is undergoing rapid intensification south of Jamaica. Just got that update in. Okay, Connor is live here in the south side of Hayes. Big shelf cloud, you can see it right there at the top of your screen. There's not been a whole lot of lightning with this line.
Yeah, I mean, this this thing is going.
It's at a 958 millibars as well.
North and that embedded supercell.
Insane. It's a rapidly organizing hurricane.
This road still.
don't want to get too far out ahead of this thing quite yet.
So you're going east and then north?
Yeah. I hate that there's all that, you know,
And the pressure's
stratiform
dropping like a
precip in
rock.
front of it because
Yeah, dude, that's
I'd
gonna be
just
bad.
like to be able to see what it actually looks like. Any north road here that would
Is there an
connect
active
us up
tornado?
to,
There is not. There is still a tornado warning here for the next 6 minutes.
Yeah, this one right here, actually. Let's take that and go up to 90. Yeah, happy that.
They have gone ahead and just mentioned that the warning will be allowed to expire.
Right here, guys. So we're gonna
in 6
get
minutes.
Back out ahead of this.
Kind of get forced to go to 90 from right here anyway. Yeah, if we
So Connor's going to reposition. He had a pretty good view of the shelf cloud there. This is the last few radar scans. Rotation's gone a lot broader across the entire line. We are still keeping an eye, though, right here, just southeast or southwest of Welsh. We now have a more clean inflow and a hook. We will see if this comes together, but there's at least potential here that we may see a tornado threat ramp up here near I-10. Not seeing, again, a whole lot of strong winds. It's been very weak winds in general. The inflow is also very weak. But this is definitely hooking, and so we'll see if there's enough of an inflow. We just had a lot of the rain cool air kind of clear out here, so that should kind of allow for more of an inflow notch, which could lead to a tornado going in the direction of Roanoke and Jennings. So keep an eye out, again, if you're in Jennings, Roanoke, Welsh, also back over near Egan and Esterwood. Those are areas that we should all be staying weather aware right now for because of a possible threat of a tornado. It's not a very high chance that this drops, but it is starting to clear out a little bit in this line of thunderstorms. Further down to the south, everything's gotten very messy south here of where Connor is, which is just south of Hayes. It's mostly outflow dominant, and there's really not a whole lot of intense thunderstorms ongoing here. Everything that is mainly intense is along and north of I-10. So it's really anywhere in this area, just south of Alexandria, all the way through areas near Hayes. Waiting for the latest radar scan to come in here. Thank you, Anthony, for the super chat. Chance of a tornado in Cecilia. 2 to 4 a.m. looks bad for us. I think overall the odds of a tornado in southern and southeastern Louisiana are not that high, but there is going to be a threat ongoing for really the overnight hours where we could see a couple of spin-up tornadoes in this line of thunderstorms. So if you're back over in like Lafayette, for example, Baton Rouge, you know, any of these areas in the tornado watch definitely have a lot of ways to receive warnings because unfortunately for a lot of you, especially if you're in like Lafayette, you guys still got about an hour or two until this line is really knocking on your doorstep. And then Baton Rouge is well over 2 hours from now until we actually have some sort of imminent tornado threat, unless we get prefrontal supercells, which isn't overly likely. We haven't had a whole lot of success with those. It's been messy showers out in front of the line. The bigger concern, though, will be this line of thunderstorms that's tracking to the east right now. Hey, also, Hawk, for the $5 super chat. How long will you be live tonight? We'll have to wait and see. I mean, if this tornado threat continues, we could be live for several hours. If it's on the lower side of things for the next hour or two, might only be another hour. Like, it just depends on how the tornado threat evolves. But, I mean, even if we're only live for another hour, I mean, we could still see tornadoes after that. Just keep that in mind, because that's just how weather works. It can be kind of, you know, it can be active. Sometimes it can not be. It just kind of depends. We've had overnight tornado events that have been kind of weird sometimes. Some of them look like they're dead. Some of them look like they're dead and they keep going, you know? So right now the rotation's been pretty broad just south of I-10, but we've had a couple of attempts at least of hook echoes.
Yeah, there's a couple small kinks in the line to our north, but this whole thing seems to have lost inflow for the most part. I think it.
So Storm Chaser Connor Croft, he is inside of the only active tornado warning west of Lake Arthur, which will be allowed to expire in about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Connor Croft is also live on YouTube. You can check him out on YouTube. Hey, Flaming for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. How's Cheese Curd? She's actually in here right now. Believe it or not, she's actually in the studio right now, but she's sleeping. Kind of a shocking turn of events. And also Texas Girl for the 4-month membership. So that is, again, Connor. He's looking at plenty. Actually, look at Connor's view. He's actually looking out his window now. If you look in the middle, there's a pretty good view of the shelf cloud here just south of Welsh. Yeah, look at that.
It was freshly paved, too.
It's a pretty impressive shelf cloud.
See that shelf just off to our north.
We're looking forward to snow. We got some time until we really have a legit snow threat, but I'm excited for winter. I've been making plenty of tweets and Facebook posts about winter. By the way, if you're not already, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, at MaxVelocityWX. We post tons of stuff on those platforms. What happened to the prediction for the areas of Mississippi caught in the tornado watch? We go over to our full screen view here. I'm going to show you guys the risk of severe weather for tonight, because this is something I do want to touch on here. Actually, we can't even look at it. I guess the day one outlook already updated. I was about to say I would show you guys the outlook for today, but they have actually just updated the outlook, so we no longer have the day one outlook. That is actually for tomorrow. Let me see if I can pull up the outlook for today. This is the only thing we're really going to be able to look at is this. This is the day one outlook, which is for tonight from the Storm Prediction Center. If you look closely, again, that tornado risk does go into southern Mississippi. It also includes New Orleans. All right, so those areas are included in at least a low-end threat of a tornado or two. The 5% actually goes into New Orleans now, just south of Alexandria, east of Houston, Texas, where there will be a potential for a couple of tornadoes overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. Keep in mind, if you're not in a tornado watch, that does not mean you don't have a chance of seeing tornadoes. Many areas like New Orleans and far southern Mississippi, you guys are not in a tornado watch right now, but in a few hours, once this line of storms and the discrete storms get a little bit closer to you, they are maybe an extension to the tornado watch, which means that we could end up seeing a watch issued at a later time. All right, it just depends on the evolution of these storms, and obviously that's still several hours away from knowing what they are going to look like near New Orleans. Do I think there's going to be a tornado watch in New Orleans by early tomorrow morning? Not really. I don't think we will. I don't think we're even going to see one in southern Mississippi, but there could still be an ongoing very low-end tornado threat through very early tomorrow morning. That is 100% at play. Little look through all of our storms right now. I didn't realize Connor was on. A little look through all of our storms right now. Back off to the south of Alexandria, we are starting to see some bulges in this line just around Woodworth, Glenmore, and Oakdale. Some very broad areas of rotation right now on radar. Nothing that sticks out to me as an imminent tornado concern, but these are trying to rotate. This is another area that we need to keep a close eye on. This is not an area that has produced tornadoes at all tonight. The only tornadoes that we've seen so far, which are two so far, have been primarily near I-10. This is all the way back up towards Highway 28 east of Leesville. So we are watching this line of thunderstorms. We got a lot of convection out in front of it, so those are probably going to struggle for a little bit, but that's definitely something that we're keeping an eye on. We also have a flash flood warning in effect for Leesville, where we've already had a bunch of rain fall. Radar indicated flash flooding here. Between 1 to 3 inches of rain has already fallen, and an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain is likely. We also have another flash flood warning near Vidalia, which is right along the Mississippi River, and that is going to probably continue for several hours. Tons of rain is ahead there. Back over near the Gulf Coast, this is where our ongoing threat of isolated tornadoes continues. Most of the storms right now are outflow dominant. I think for the next 10 to 15 minutes, our tornado threat will be low, but it may start to kick back up again if any of these storms are able to catch up to that outflow boundary, which in this case is a bit more likely than a lot of our severe weather events. This is back over to Connor.
Right here.
Hey, ripping for the $10 super chat. Just want to say thanks. Our community in Stewart, Tennessee watches you every time we get a storm. Your crew is better than any local. Keep up the good work. Your coverage is helping people prepare. I appreciate that, and thank you for the generous super chat.
Is that a rat? There's a rat?
Yeah, this is a live shot here. This is where we had a tornado warning near Lake Arthur.
Well, this is neat, chat. Hold on.
A lot more lightning than before. I mean, if we were to get a tornado, it'd be much easier to see. There's a lot more lightning than before.
Chat. Wow.
I don't have anything on my end.
Yeah, all I haven't seen anything either.
Here's Cheeseburger, by the way.
Nothing on Twitter yet.
He's making a special guest appearance in the studio tonight.
Man, I told you, man.
And she's now sleeping on my lap.
How long are we sitting here?
I mean, like 10 minutes probably.
I've been something told me all day that we should head towards Lake Charles probably if we're gonna go east. That's what Lake Charles. I put that in when I first started driving out here before going back south. So I'm gonna do a Lake Charles.
And this is live near Lake Arthur, Louisiana right now. No imminent areas of rotation that look like they're about to drop a tornado, but that could change at any time. The radar site is updating still every 2 minutes, so it's very frequent. Hey, Rick, for the 8 months. I watch you, not locally. You're simply the best. I appreciate that, Rick. Thank you also, Core, for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. Is Houston, Texas done with the tornado potential tonight? Yes, you guys are good. Yeah, if we look down here in Texas, the threat of severe weather in Texas is basically done. There was a conditional risk for a couple tornadoes tonight, but it never panned out. We've had a lot of just messy storms over here. It's basically stabilized the entire atmosphere. You can actually see the outflow boundary that has now completely gone offshore. And so anything that's left over is just rain. There's really no severe weather potential there. The severe weather risk has now all shifted into Louisiana. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a severe warning near Alexandria if these velocities got any stronger. A little decent pocket of at least 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts that is approaching I-49 right now, just to the south of Alexandria. That'll be going towards 107 just south of Ball, eventually going in the direction of Jonesville. Vidalia in Mississippi as well. Got a little bit over an hour until that hits you. We've had some broad rotation all across this line, but nothing that looks imminent for a tornado. Back over to Connor here. Are we good in Iowa, Louisiana? Yes, you guys are good. We got a
I'd
new...
say as of right now, the tornado threat's cooked at least for an hour or two. But as this treks east, it could easily grab a downflow again further south, stuff like that. We tend to do that on these setups, especially the closer they get to New Orleans.
Hey, Givo, for the $5 super chat. We got caught in 2 tornado warnings last night between Madisonville and Huntsville, Texas, and I thought my rig was about to tip over.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, last night was pretty crazy. Unfortunately, I was not able to go live, but we did have a couple tornado warnings near Houston, Texas last night. I would have gone live if I was able to. It was very late, though. I mean, that was like 3:30 in the morning, I think, when that happened. Hey, Carol, for the $10 super chat. Is Dixie Alley tornado season soon? It is. It starts in November. Goes all the way through April.
Lafayette and stay there tonight.
How are we looking on the radar?
Man, it's just still moving towards us. It'll be here in probably like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna have New Orleans. A lot of times these setups do like New Orleans.
Have a good night, Jelly. It is late. We don't usually go live this late. It's almost 1 in the morning. We started our live stream, I think, right at about midnight.
That Round Lake Pontchartrain there, you gotta watch it when it goes over the lake.
Getting some outflow in now.
Update on the hurricane. We're gonna have a video tomorrow morning talking all about it. We might even have 2 videos tomorrow. And we might have a live stream tomorrow or on Monday.
Man, I forgot how rough the roads are in Louisiana. And I haven't missed
Hey, nobody for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities.
Tell you what, yeah, me either.
Hey, Brew, for the super chat. I live in northern, or is that is NOLA in northern Louisiana, or is that New Orleans? I'm guessing that's New Orleans. How alert should I be tonight? If you're in New Orleans tonight, I would still have ways to receive warnings. I do think the risk of tornadoes in New Orleans will be lower. I think, honestly, by the time these storms get past Baton Rouge, they're going to start to weaken substantially. So any legit tornado threat that we have over the next few hours is going to basically happen between now and like 4 or so. And then after 4, and really after they get past Baton Rouge, they'll probably fall apart into early tomorrow morning. So I would still stay weather aware, though, in case something, you know, takes a turn, even though it's not overly likely. The last several radar scans are showing very, again, broad rotation across the board, just weak velocities in general. I mean, we're looking at a very weak surge of winds right now, all to the south of Welsh, just to the west of Jennings. Again, this does not look like anything too substantial for the time being. Again, if anything changes, we'll continue to stay live here just in case. But the tornado threat right now is looking like it's struggling a little bit. But we'll see if it changes here in the next 15-20 minutes right along I-10. It has been a little bit more outflow dominant here for the last 10-15 minutes. You can actually see the outflow boundary pretty clearly on the radar site. This is the outflow boundary. And it's hard to tell where exactly it stops, but it's probably going all the way up towards Welsh. And unless we have this convection move out of the way near I-10, this storm is going to struggle to produce a tornado in the short term. But if this convection can clear out and we get a cleaner inflow, less rain, cool air, that may end up producing a tornado risk in like 15 minutes towards the Crowley area. But I'm not overly confident in that right now. But we'll see. Thank you, for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. Huge shout out to all the new members recently. Back over to Connor, who's also live on YouTube. You can check him out on YouTube. The link is in the description.
What a storm.
That lead one out front, Corey, whoa, wow. I wish I could have done something. We would have seen that well.
I had a nice base. I kind of watched the one by just south of Lafayette, too.
Thank you, Rick, for becoming a member. Also, thank you, Just Storm Chasing, for the super chat. Late night live, I see. We don't do that we don't do these late night streams very often.
Yeah, it looks like the models are.
I'm a night person, so.
Band out there by Lafayette and Baton Rouge.
Connor just passed my house. Hey, Connor's passed some people's houses in DFW, or somebody did. I think it was John McKinney yesterday. Passed some homes in DFW.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling east. I agree.
I remember the good old days when Max had 9,000 subscribers. Now we have 9,000 on a live stream late night.
4 a.m.
We do. The middle of the screen looks sus. Yeah, there's something there. I think it's just scary looking clouds. I don't think that's anything tornadic, but there's very, very few signs of any sort of convergence signature that indicates a tornado, but there are some low-hanging clouds there.
Should be priming up over here now.
Looks messy.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was quite the party there. That was fun. I mean, even though we didn't see a tornado or the tornado, like it was just good to get back in some tornado warnings and have some action.
Gorgeous shelf here, guys. It's gonna stay on this till it's on top of us, and then get east again.
Longer before the rain got eggs. I was gonna stop at the drone up with that eggs that I got off on, but
Latest scans showing a little bit more push. Got a little bit more of an RFD surge now, just to the west of Lake Arthur. Very weak inflow right now.
Right there. And it's still not over. I mean,
hey, Caden for the super chat.
Be over, but
should I prepare in Bro Bridge, Louisiana? I would be staying weather aware, just have ways to receive alerts. It's a little bit too early to tell what's exactly going to happen there, but you do have at least a low-end tornado risk. Huge shout out to Take 5 Golf for becoming a VIP Velocity member. Really appreciate that. W's in the chat for Take 5 Golf. Also, thank you, Stephanie, for becoming a moderate Velocity member.
My driver's seat is so comfortable. I just have one of those.
Well, it's 2 a.m. and we're tapped in. It is 2 a.m. for me. I'm on Eastern time, actually, so yeah, that is true.
Us right now. We're about to head out here.
Definitely gonna watch this. We got a little bit of an inflow now, southwest of Jennings, Louisiana. So we're at least starting to see a little bit more signs of maybe some sort of tornado risk beginning to develop again. Got a little inflow just off to the west of Lake Arthur. If you're over in Esterwood, Crawley, Morse, or Rain, this is definitely something we need to keep an eye on. All right, those are next in line for this. By the way, this is a look moments ago, or this is like literally in the last hour or two, of Hurricane Melissa. Just want to show this for a moment. This is unbelievable. This was a tropical storm this morning. Just want to throw that out there. This wasn't a hurricane until about 8 or about 10 hours ago. This is now borderline Category 4 south of Jamaica. This is absolutely insane. Unfortunately, we've already had 5 fatalities from Melissa in Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and that number is only going to increase over the next couple of days as this moves into Jamaica. I hate to say that, but like that's just the facts here. This is going to be almost undoubtedly the worst hurricane we've ever seen for Jamaica. So, at least in the last 50 years. It's moving currently west at about 2 miles per hour. It's moving extraordinarily slowly. The thinking right now is that we're at least going to have 1 video tomorrow, if not 2, and we might even have a live update tomorrow. If we don't, then there will definitely be a live stream, or there might be a live stream. I don't know if it's definitely, but there might be a live stream on Monday. So, yeah, the Melissa just looks absolutely insane, though. It could be the first ever Category 5 to make landfall in Jamaica. If it were to get to that level, which it will get to Cat 5, I think, undoubtedly. However, there is a possibility that this could even make landfall as a Category 5 hurricane in Jamaica. That has never happened before. And again, tomorrow morning's video, we'll talk all about it. And we'll have possibly another video tomorrow night. And then if we don't have a video tomorrow evening, there could even be a live stream. So we'll see. Are mod applications open right now? They are on Discord. You'd have to join Discord. Once again, if you're just tuning in, we do have an ongoing tornado threat in Louisiana. The threat has definitely gone down since we first went live with the tornado that was on the ground in Lake Charles. Right now, not really seeing a whole lot of rotation near Alexandria as a very messy area of storms continues to move towards Marksville and Cottonport. Further down to the south near Lake Arthur, right along I-10, is where the main concentration is of severe weather. Damaging winds around 60 miles per hour continue. We literally only have 1 severe warning. We have a little bit more convergence now just to the southwest of Jennings. If this continues to intensify, we may see a tornado warning issued going towards Esterwood. Crowley, Morse are also in the path of that, and also Rain. So get ready for that. Possibility for a tornado still does exist. Connor is looking at something weird right there in the middle of your screen. This is
structure in the shot, hopefully, Chad.
This is looking directly at the area of rotation. He's on Highway 14. The camera looking north here.
Actually, technically, it's a sting, I guess.
Hey, Shraggy for becoming a member. And Rick for becoming a member.
Yeah, it hurts.
How do I join Discord? It's linked in the description. Hey, Jeremiah for becoming a member. Welcome to Velocities.
Got a nice side view here, chat.
Oh, yeah.
Just gonna keep cooking down this road.
Are you on Instagram? We are.
We live probably.
It's also at Max Velocity WX. All of our socials are in the description. All right, here comes the new radar scan. And still got a little area of rotation right now, northwest of Lake Arthur.
Driving with our hazards on and fair conditions. There's another one up ahead of us doing it too.
And headed into Lake Arthur, guys.
Yeah, these clouds are very low to the ground.
Did you want another strawberry shake Whataburger? Not lightning overall. It's downtrain. It's like thinning out. We might be done.
Did you like that strawberry shake from Whataburger, Corey?
Yeah, man, I love all their shakes.
Is a tornado possible? 100%. There is a tornado possible label on this severe warning, and on top of that, we do have some rotation northwest of Lake Arthur. Again, this is Connor. It's obviously nighttime. It's hard to see stuff, but you can at least see the shelf. There's some sort of low clouds back in there, kind of in the middle.
Man, I love that. I don't think I've heard of it before. We have Whataburger this year.
Just in the chat, strawberry shake sounds good. Not gonna lie, that does sound good right now.
We even got a couple in Georgia.
Is New Orleans safe? You guys do have a risk of severe weather, but it's a ways away. Nothing imminent.
Yes, finally.
So we got a few hours until anything's really knocking on your doorstep.
Woohoo! No, I'm super excited for Waffle House, though. It has been months.
All right, we're gonna go back to radar just for a moment. We'll go back to Connor in a second. He's again traveling right along Highway 14 near Lake Arthur. Main area of rotation is just south of Jennings, southeast of Welsh. We also have a little. Okay, this is big. We have a report coming in, the first damage report from our tornado that began the stream 3 miles east of Sulphur. This is the icon right over Hollywood, seeing considerable damage in the Hollywood community of the Sulphur area. This is likely from the tornado. So unfortunately, we are already getting reports now of considerable damage in the Hollywood community. And unfortunately, this tornado began in that community and it rolled right into the west side of Lake Charles. It was near the event center on the west side of Lake Charles where we think it ended. So that is the first damage report that we've had so far. And if you have any photos or videos, you can add us on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. Last couple of radar scans, a lot of rain cool air is forming out in front of that inflow notch that we just had, so the rotation is weakened for the time being. But there is still at least enough rotation to probably continue a severe warning going towards Crawley and Lafayette. Lafayette probably will not be issued into whatever next warning we get, but we will probably at least see Lafayette issued into some sort of warning by about 1:30. So get ready if you're over in Lafayette for a potential severe weather threat here soon. Hey, Jeremiah for the super chat. What's the difference between inflow and outflow? Inflow is basically winds going into a storm, and then our outflow is winds pushing out from a storm. So the outflow is basically the wall cloud, or the shelf cloud, excuse me, that we see. And then the inflow is all that wind kind of getting sucked into that hook and basically spinning the storm and making it be able to produce the threat of a tornado. But you can see the outflow boundary on radars. It might not be super obvious to the naked eye, but this is right here, the outflow boundary. It goes all the way into the Gulf, but it goes basically up to Lake Arthur. But we really need more. If you want a tornado, you need inflow. Outflow makes all that rain cool air kind of push out. So you get this kind of effect where we have all sorts of rain cool air pushing out, and there's really just not much opportunity for storms to spin. Which is a lot of the reasons why we say, like, if a tornado is going to form, we need the tornado to either, one, not have an outflow boundary, or two, just be latched to the outflow boundary. And in this case, it's not latched. It's actually out in front of that little hook that's down here, which isn't even really a hook, but that would be like the area that we'd be watching for here. So before, though, we had a little bit of an inflow that was kind of clearing out further off to the north here, and the outflow was here, so it's basically latched to it. So that had a chance of producing, but the inflow has been cut off by all sorts of rain cool air now that is formed just south of Jennings. Got a little weird area of spin right there. I don't think that's a tornado risk, really, but north of Roanoke. Very weak, if anything. Back over to Connor.
Right,
near that area of spin near Lake Arthur.
So we'll see what kind of wind it has.
Hey, Jane for the super chat.
Severe warned for 60 and tornado possible, so we'll see.
Yeah, this line's gonna go pretty quickly, for sure, through Lafayette. I mean, it's moving east right now at about, it says 20 miles per hour on the warning. I don't think it's that slow. It's probably moving at about 30, 35 miles per hour. It's moving at a decent clip.
Crispy. But overall, I guess we love there. Yeah.
You know, one of the most surprising things, this is off topic, but one of the most surprising things recently that I've noticed, I got a haircut like 3 or 4 days ago, or I think it might have been 3 days ago, maybe 2 days ago. I got a haircut. I had very few comments on videos about it, which is actually kind of surprising. Usually I get way more comments about it.
Got out of that storm earlier.
Very off topic, but
fired a little bit further in.
Throw that out there.
God.
Hey, Jeremiah for the super chat. My hair was like going crazy, and now it's at least shorter.
Pop up over crack.
Well, if that had popped up.
X, you are beautiful. Thank you.
Like,
appreciate that.
Just like 25 or 30 miles more.
Thank you, Philip, for the 15-month VIP Velocity membership. How's life going? It's going. It's been busy recently, but it is going.
That's probably.
Should I be warned in Lafayette? Definitely stay weather aware. The biggest concern will be wind, but there's still a possibility for a spin-up tornado. How's Cheese Skirt doing? She's doing great. She is currently sleeping behind me. It's the best it's ever looked. I actually like it. Yeah, I gotta be honest. It has a good contrast. Got short hair on the sides. It's a high fade, and actually pretty. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably one of the best haircuts I've gotten.
Like this, I keep thinking it's like
Max's hair has gone outflow dominant. All right.
Zero Z come on. Anybody look yet?
Yeah, chat about
For real, yeah. 2 nights in a row for me and Jordan.
about 9 months ago. This place was covered in a foot of snow. Chat, believe it or not. We were down here.
Connor's
chasing
right.
New Orleans blizzard.
How old is Cheese Curd? She is about to turn. She is 6 right now, but she's about to turn 7. Got the 6, 7.
Now we're back down here again, chasing storms.
Thank you forever for the $20 super chat. Was Austin seeing me on the high speed chase channel the other night? There's no way you came over from there. I've watched a couple of those chases. There's sometimes live police chases in Los Angeles, and I'll sometimes watch them. I just joined, and that's the first thing I hear. By the way, that rotation is completely gone again because of all that rain out in front of it. A couple little storms going up near Crawley. These are out in front of the line, bottom right of your screen.
I-10, guys.
Haven't really seen a whole lot though. This is Vince, by the way. He's on I-10. So in case you're driving on I-10 and you're driving towards these storms, this is probably what it's going to look like. Very heavy rainfall, people with their hazards on. It's also a crucial moment. Apparently, we just passed the 67-minute mark of this live stream. We even had a 67-mile-per-hour wind gust in DFW last night. Go back over to Connor. What am I drinking? Water. I was drinking a Diet Coke. By the way, guys, the Weather Studio has it has actually a big upgrade. All right. You guys ready for this? I can't even show you a photo. However, there's now, I'll show you guys, I'll do like a little studio tour. We're working on the studio. This is our new permanent studio. I'm actually in a different place. Again, this is the permanent studio though. We now have a mini fridge in here. So instead of me having to like go far to get like water in case I like run out, I don't have to anymore. It's like right here. Same thing if I need like a soda or something. It's all right here. More of a convenience thing, but at least helps if we have like tornadoes ongoing or whatever. It'll be easier that I don't have to get up and like run to another place to get it. At least it's cool. Is that hail on Connor's feet? I don't think so. I think it's just mostly rain. If there's any hail, it's gonna be no larger than the size of peas. The studio also has a cat tower. I'm gonna show you guys a photo of that.
Tower at it.
Here's a look at the cat tower. So this will be where the cat cam goes. We do have a little cat tower there now. And then this is over by where this is also on the like my right actually, or my left. Your right. At the play button, and then you can also see Cheese Curd. So. Yeah, pretty cool. Hey, Brian for the $5 super chat. My birthday's on Monday. Keep Melissa away from St. Pete, Florida. You'll be chilling. You will be chilling. Florida is not going to get hit by Melissa. Rip currents are definitely going to be a problem on the East Coast, but Cheese curd sleeping, by the way. So, but we will have a cat cam. It's not set up yet, but we've been setting everything up over the last several days. We're actually about to put new lights up because the lighting is not strong enough in here for actually seeing me, like, without there being some darkness. But we got some new lights that'll hopefully help with that. So we'll see how that goes. We do have a new flash flood warning for Alexandria. That's also for Ball and Boyce. About 2 to 4 inches of rain has fallen. Additional amounts up to 1 inch is possible. That's for Ball and Alexandria. We now have 3 flash flood warnings in effect. We do have a slight risk, I believe, of excessive rainfall currently in place for Louisiana. Once again, we've only had 2 tornadoes tonight, but obviously the most significant one was back over on the west side of Lake Charles, and possibly a second one here west of Lake Arthur. It was radar confirmed. I'm not entirely confident we had a tornado, but so far those are the only 2 tornadoes that we've had. Again, line of thunderstorms continuing to push towards Crowley and Lafayette. Biggest concern for now is damaging winds. Not seeing any rotation, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. Thank you, Daniel, for the $6.70 super chat. Let's get some 6-7s in the chat for the $6.70 super chat. The storms in Beaumont pose a risk to Lake Charles. No, these are just strong storms, if anything. Honestly, this is just mostly rain, though. This is all stabilized now, so the whole entire line of thunderstorms has moved through Lake Charles. It's very stable now, so... No way we have Max saying 6-7 before GTA 6. Do I also storm chase? I've only storm chased twice, and it was for a hurricane. Outside of that, no. I do want to intercept my first tornado, though, at some point. I wanted to do it this year, but I've just been, you know, moving in and out of college and all that, so... But now I'll have more time, hopefully, next year to do that. At some point. Any update on the tornado in DFW last night? Yeah, we do. Actually, I was going to talk about this in the stream, but if you have not looked at any of my social media pages today, this is the National Weather Service of Fort Worth went out and surveyed the unwarned tornado that we had on live stream last night. And what they said is that it was straight line winds of 85 miles per hour. That was their survey, and you can see it here. A lot of details here about it, but basically they said it was around 80 to 85 mile per hour wind speeds that basically caused the damage. Now, there were plenty of damage photos on Twitter that honestly looked like more tornadic than anything. Regardless of that, though, we obviously saw a tornado debris signature on radar last night. I find it hard to believe we didn't. No matter what, I made an entire post about it. I mean, I'm not like, you know, I do respect everybody at the National Weather Service. We actually had like a National Weather Association meeting talking about working with the National Weather Service in the future, especially. But obviously my opinion with this entire thing from last night is that we did have 2 areas of clear rotation on radar that were not warned. One was on a terminal radar site, and then another one was just south of Fort Worth. It was basically in Fort Worth. A lot of people live there. It was beyond me that we didn't at least get a tornado possible label. Nonetheless, we didn't even have a tornado warning last night for either of those storms. And it was shocking to me. I've never seen that happen for such a populated area. So it caught me by surprise. I've talked to a lot of meteorologists today about it too. On top of what I talked to some people about it last night. And all of them said the same thing to me. I mean, I was communicating the right message. I mean, if you were in that area, you should have sought shelter. I think there should have been a tornado warning. But in all essence, I do think it was a tornado. Hopefully there's more surveys about it, because I don't know if the survey was extensive enough to really confirm that it was just straight line winds. Especially with the radar signatures that we saw. We had a debris signature, so it'd be kind of surprising to have straight line winds lofting debris. But nonetheless, I do think it was a tornado, and we'll see if they do more surveys. But no matter what, I mean, the other thing too was that the radar site was not in sales mode last night. The radar site here for Lake Charles, this is in sales mode. It is in a mode essentially that will update radar once every 2 minutes or so, which is much more frequent. The radar that we had in DFW last night, they did not have it in sales mode after the tornado warning expired in Weatherford. And so the radar was only updating every 5 to 6 minutes, and it made it almost impossible to even verify if we were having brief tornadoes. And this was a look, by the way, at the tornado last night. This is Riley's screenshot, but you can see again the clear hook echo, the debris signature, the velocities couplet, and the ZDR dropping All this combined indicates a tornado debris signature. And we had 3 different scans, which were all about 15 minutes in a segment that had a some sort of signature like that. It wasn't as impressive on the first and third one, but that second one, the middle one, showed a tornado. So, again, respectfully, I do not agree with the survey, but it is what it is. I mean, we'll see if they do more surveys, but that's just my entire thought on it. Straight line winds that happen to go in a circle. Yeah, again, I don't really know. I mean, I've talked to Matthew Capucci, another very well-known meteorologist. He's at my radar. He's on the same boat as me. I mean, Andy Hill from Ryan Hall also said the same thing. So I don't know who hasn't said that wasn't a tornado, but somebody said they had a video of the tornado last night in Fort Worth. There was a lot of videos I saw last night. A lot of them looked more like wind. However, yeah, there was very clear shots of there being just very intense winds. There wasn't really a clear shot of a tornado. I'm gonna be honest, if there was a video of the tornado, I'd actually be surprised because it was so rain-wrapped. But it's hard to tell. But yeah, I was gonna talk about it at some point in the stream anyway, because I did make a post about it, obviously, on all my socials, but it's gonna go above Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, you guys are in line for this in a couple hours. Once again, Baton Rouge, we're not really looking at anything significant in the near term. It's going to be about 2 to 3 hours until you guys have storms on your doorstep. Severe weather by that point. It may be significant, it might not be. We'll just have to wait and see. The storm right now near Lake Arthur has a decent little hook and an inflow, but it's overall, these storms are still struggling because of the outflow boundary out in front of the line. Any updates on the Oregon tornado weather? I'm not going to lie, I kind of forgot Oregon had a tornado risk today, but I'm pretty sure it was earlier in the day. I think it's already done. There were no tornado warnings in Oregon today. Zippo, 0. The only severe thunderstorm warning that we currently have in place expires in 10 minutes. They will maybe issue a new warning here shortly for the Guidon area, Kaplan, Kane, and Crowley. But as of right now, not seeing a whole lot of rotation. What's your sleep schedule like? It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. You guys would not understand. It is one of the worst sleep schedules you could probably ever have. Now, I've got to be honest. Like, I've been in like the dating scene recently, right? And when somebody hears about my sleep schedule, they're like, "All right, I'm out." It's so terrible. It's the worst thing ever. DL Scales possibly saw a water spout. Oh, did he really? I didn't even know that. I'll have to ask him. Yeah, I knew he was chasing today. He was from Stormrunner Media. He sleeps from 7 to 7:07 a.m. Max finally getting a date. I did have my first date a month ago, believe it or not. I did. And I may or may not have another one coming up. Cannot confirm or deny. As an insomniac, I get it. I do not have that issue, actually. It has nothing to do with that. It's literally just my terrible sleep schedule. Hey, Kyle, for $5 super chat. Pineville, Louisiana. Check it out. Pineville, you're mainly looking at a flooding risk. The threat of severe weather is very low. Not really looking at much of a tornado risk up there. A little bit of very weak rotation south of Jeddah. I don't think it's going to do much, but going up towards Jeddah, Louisiana, something to keep an eye on. We do have a camera. I do want to put in place. This is inside of our flash flood warning right now. Back over, I believe this is in Alexandria, if I'm not mistaken. You can actually see all the rain coming down right now. This is on a bridge. We need more late night streams. Yeah, this one kind of just happened, honestly, out of nowhere. All right, we do have a new person relaying reports tonight. Riley's not fired, by the way. He's just currently on a personal leave for today. Revel has an update. Go ahead, Revel.
Thank you, Max. I have a few damage reports from the tornado earlier in Lake Charles, mainly in the Sulphur area near the Lowe's. There were several reports of trees being uprooted, and the roof of a storage shed was ripped off and wrapped around a utility pole.
All right, thank you, Rebel, for the update. So I was back over in Lake Charles. Again, we did have tornado damage back over there tonight on the west side of Lake Charles, mainly near Hollywood. And yeah, that tornado again was what we started the stream with. It was on the ground probably for about 5, maybe up to 8 minutes. It started again near Hollywood. It ended probably right about here, if I had to guess. So if you know any friends or family near Hollywood, that community just east of Sulphur, make sure that they're doing all right, especially with that being a nocturnal tornado. Who's Rebel? It's actually somebody that has been with us for quite some time doing back-end stuff, but with Riley, he's on personal leave today, and so, but he'll be back whenever we have our next stream, but he is gonna be filling in sometimes. And who knows, maybe next big severe weather event, we could have multiple people relaying stuff. Just never know. Nocturnal tornadoes are the worst. They are. Yeah, Riley is here, but he's not. He's in a hotel room. He cannot really do much about that. Cannot really relay stuff tonight. Yeah, Riley just said in the chat, but he was at a funeral today, so he was not able to make the stream tonight. Our only severe thunderstorm warning is currently 5 minutes from expiring. As of right now, I'm not seeing much rotation. I'm gonna be honest. It looks like the weather right now is pretty tame. I mean, again, the risk of severe weather is mainly gonna be along I-10 tonight. The storm itself near Jennings would be the main one I'd be watching for over the next few hours. It's a bit more discreet now. It's still outflow dominant, so it's gonna struggle to really produce an imminent tornado threat. However, within the next hour or so, it may try to organize as it gets closer to Lafayette. And if something goes crazy near Lafayette, we have to go live again, we will, but the storm itself has definitely been struggling here. Somebody said in the chat, the storm that went through Oregon hit lower Washington is where I'm at. High winds and had lightning not even a quarter mile from my house. It's pretty fun to see, not gonna lie. Yeah, you guys don't get storms up there, so I bet it was. There was basically nothing up there. Did you meet her on a dating app? I've actually, the two people, the one person I went on a date with, I did not meet on a dating app. The other one was kind of on a dating app, but not really. So, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I haven't actually gone on a date with her yet, but it's probably happening, so we'll see. A biker bar? No. Pay attention to the storms out in front of the line. I mean, even the storms that are out in front of the line, they're just messy. There's really not a whole lot of organization here. None of these storms have actually sustained. So, I'm honestly not that concerned about the storms out in front of the line. Mother would not approve. I don't think that's true. Max met her via M-ping reports. Now that's wild. All right. That is crazy. M-ping reports meeting. Yeah, that would honestly be next level dating. The first date went well, but after the fact, it didn't really go well. So, that one ended. Thank you, Orion, for the very generous $100 super chat. Spam some W's in the chat for Orion. Your stream's continuing growth is well earned and deserved, providing vital, life-saving info. Really appreciate that, Orion. Or Orion. And a huge shout out again for the very generous $100 super chat. Spam W's in the chat. Did you bro get a girlfriend? I do not. No, but I'm going on a date this week. It's been the worst tornado this year. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know. I mean, Enderlin was obviously the worst one when it came into intensity, but outside of that, I don't really know. I'd still say, like, the worst tornado is usually the one that produces the most fatalities and the most damage. I mean, Enderlin did, but I don't remember if there was one that was worse than that. I mean, I know the one that was back over in London, Somerset, that tornado, that, in my opinion, that was probably the worst one. Even though it wasn't an EF5, you know, like the Enderlin one. I feel like that was probably the worst one. St. Louis EF3? That one is too. I mean, the top 3 worst, I would say, for this year were probably St. Louis EF3, the Somerset, London, Kentucky tornado, and the Enderlin ones. I think those were the worst 3. In no particular order. I think the Enderlin one, probably not the worst tornado by far, even though it was an EF5. I truly think it was probably Somerset, London. In my opinion, that was the worst. If I were ranking them, that would be the worst. Second would probably be St. Louis, and then third, Enderlin. But, and I don't usually rank tornadoes. But in my opinion, those probably were the worst 3 this year. But on that note, again, we have no severe warnings anymore. Huge shout out to Orion with the 20 gifted memberships. Spam W's in the chat for Orion, going crazy tonight. Very generous. If you got a gifted membership, make sure to thank Orion in the chat. Spam some W's. Really appreciate that. We have a drop zone that just went into Hurricane Melissa. And it looks like it might be at, yeah, it looks like Melissa is now at Category 4 intensity in the Caribbean Sea. It's not official yet, but Melissa, I mean, look at Melissa. Holy crap. This is insane. It literally already looks like a Cat 4. It's making a run at a Cat 5 by the time you wake up tomorrow. My goodness. Talk about rapid intensification. We will have a video bright and early tomorrow morning talking about this, but I would expect a Category 4 upgrade immediately. Whenever we get more information. But the latest drop zone, which was not long ago, was measuring over 130 mile per hour winds at the surface. So, pretty crazy. But, alright guys, we have no warnings, so we're going to go ahead and wind things down. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Click the bell icon so you're notified with the latest updates. Subscribe to the channel, like the stream as well. I appreciate all the support as well. Again, stay weather aware tonight. We have no warnings though. If anything changes, we might go live again, but probably not. We'll have a video bright and early, 6 a.m. Central Time tomorrow, so only about 4.5 hours from now. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and raid Connor Croft. He's still storm chasing, so stay on the stream. Make sure to go watch Connor. He's still chasing the storm right near Lafayette. The only one that has really a legit tornado risk right now, so if you want to tune into him, feel free. He'll relay any warnings that come in, so you can chill with him. He'll hopefully help to relax you a little bit. Again, thank you guys all so much for watching. Have a great, safe rest of your night. And we will see you all again in the next video, which will be tomorrow morning. Possibly even a Melissa live stream coming up. So stay tuned for that. All right.